Sir, can we start, sir?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, sir. A very warm good morning and welcome to all the participants for the fourth day of this ATAL FDP program. Today we have Dr. N. Gunasekaran, sir, Professor Head, Department of Mechanical Engineering with us to deliberate on simple ways to manage stress on behalf of the management, principal, CE sir, HOD sir, and organizing committee. I deem it a great pleasure in welcoming our today's resource person. Welcome you, sir.
Yeah.
And to tell about sir has completed his Bachelor's of Engineering from Tyagaraja College and his ME in Industrial Engineering from Tyagaraja College in the year 1990, and he has completed his PhD in the year 2006, and he has hold a lot of positions in the verticals of administrative position, a lot of administrative positions. He has a rich 32 years of experience, and he has published 50 plus papers in various international journals and national and international conferences. He has also published a book on the title Engineering Drawing and Computer Graphics. And today we are really proud to have you with us, sir. And I request you to take over the session, sir.
Okay. Very good morning to everyone present in the forum.
So we can have full screen, sir. It is.
One second.
Yeah.
I'll
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah. Is it all right?
Sir, yes, sir.
Right. Good morning. Very nice that I'm given an opportunity to be part of this program. I wish that the participants have wonderful time and have a lot of experiences with the team. Let me straight away go to the topic that is given to me, stress and stress management. Before let me go into this topic, I wish to interact with the participants who are here. Let them say what is their name, affiliation, and from where they are participating with the kind of situation that I'm giving. So let me probably give a small situation to start with and let the participants start interacting, giving their views, because it's not one person sitting in one side and continuously speaking will help, right, to make things better in this online sessions. So this is a situation I'm giving you. Dear participants, we shall take a situation wherein you want to swing by tying a swing in a tree. The swing will go front and back, and when you sit on it, you will be able to enjoy the breeze and look at how you are able to make your relaxation very much in a particular place. Say you are going to a park and you have a swing on your hand and you have to tie it and then you have to swing. It is not that the swing is already there. You have a swing and the swing has to be tied to a tree. Then you will have to sit on it and you'll have to do it on your own. It's not that somebody will push and you will be able to swinging, right? So that's the situation I'm giving. So let me ask the participants who are here in this program to say that how will you do this? participants? Am I getting anybody? Your voice is very feeble. Hello.
Oh, no.
Can I have a participant to speak on the situation that I have given? You are given a swing. You are going to a park. You will have to tie it on a tree and you'll have to swing on your own, not with anybody's support. What will you do? Am I okay with this situation? People are able to hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Your voice is clear, sir.
Right. Then I think they'll have to respond.
Yes, sir.
Anybody, even from inside somebody responds, I wouldn't mind. Somebody has to respond. That's all. This is a simple thing that we do it in our um, uh, early days when probably you are at school, you are at college. Swinging is very, very interesting aspect, right? I think somebody is with my own name, Guna. Somebody is there with Guna. Can I have him? Guna, could you please speak?
Audible, sir?
Hello, Guna?
Yes, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you're audible, Guna.
Yes, sir. The situation is we are going with the swing to a park,
Yes.
and without any support, how we will?
Now, you are given the swing.
Yes, sir.
You have to tie it on a tree.
Yes, sir.
You'll have to swing in it without anybody's support. And that way you'll have to construct it on a tree and then you start swinging. How will you do that?
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
This is Ilam Poonan from Bharat Institute.
Very nice. Please go ahead.
Actually, we have to tie it such that our feet should slightly touch the ground.
Exactly, exactly. You are right. You have to tie the swing such that your foot is able to touch the earth, the ground, so that you can make your push, right? You can take the swing very much back. At that level, you will touch the ground. Then once you release, because of the force that already it is embedded, it moves forward. Am I right, gentlemen?
Exactly, sir.
Right. Now, let me come to another point. When you tie, the swing should be very much balanced. It should be at the same level. Am I right?
Yeah. To keep the center of gravity perfect means we will not be following.
Yes. Suppose if you are not tying it properly at the same level, both ends of the swing must be at the same level so that when you go back and move forward, the swing will not twist. Otherwise, what happens? There is a possibility of the twist. The twist will make you unbalanced, right? You got my point?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. So look at this. A very simple enjoyment that we are looking forward from a swing, which needs some sort of a plan. Unless the rope that you're going to tie on the tree has got equal length, the swing will not have a balance. And you maintain some sort of planning, and then you do it. And like the participant said, you'll have to see that you are giving the push that you need for the swing. And once you start swing, the initial inertia is completely removed, and you will be start continuing your enjoyment. This is exactly matching with your life that we are living in this world. You have to live your life. If at all you have to live your life very, very balanced, then you must have a simple, small plans that you want to do in course of your time. Not much bigger things that you'll have to do it. Like I said, the swinging is an example how you do that. The rope is at a different level, or you are not finding the tree, the branch in which you are going to tie it, that is also not strong, you may probably break away. If it is strong enough, the swing that you are going to tie will break. And what happens then? You are meeting with the accidents. So you have to be very, very clear in the way you want to live your life. First of all, as I told you, make your point very clear that you want to swing. Likewise, make your point very clear that whatever is the situation that you are going to live in this world, and your activities that you are going to do without anybody's support. Maybe you have parents, maybe you have spouse, maybe you have children, but everybody has got their life. So in this particular situation that I have given, you are matching with the life example. Is there any particular view, a perception from any of the participants? Let me please to hear from them.
Can you repeat the question, sir?
It's not a question, sir. It's a situation that I have given. You are interested to swing. I have given a swing, and that you'll have to tie in the tree, and you'll have to very nicely swing in that park and get the breeze on it and enjoy the moment. That's what I have given. It's not a question I have given. It was a situation that I have given.
First thing is, yeah, we have to believe that the rope will not break and we have to enjoy our life, sir.
Yes. Good. It's a very good point. You have to believe, right? The belief only make things much, much better in anybody's life. We have seen so many successful people in the life with the difficulties, without difficulties, you name anything, the belief in them has made their success. Very nice point I have got from you, gentlemen. Could you please introduce, sir?
Sir, myself, Abhiram, I am from RV College of Engineering, sir.
Very nice. You are from Bangalore.
Yes, sir.
Very nice to see that you are part of this program. And we know that RV is doing wonderful, and best wishes. Nice to be part of this.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Right. Let me go to the other case. So as the participant said, we have to believe in it, first of all. Now let me come to the title that is taken today for our session. It is stress. In engineering, we have this stress, a definition. It is load by area. Anything, the engineering term, if you refer, we have got load by area is the stress. If the load is more, yes, the stress will be more. The load is same, but the area is small, again the stress will be more. Proportionately, load is more, area is also proportionately different, then the stress will be more. So we have got different combination in which the stress is analyzed in case of the materials here. My dear participants, if you look at it, here what we talk about is the stress that you are getting in your way of doing things. So let us look at what are the various things that we are going to see in this particular 1 hour, maybe 1.5 hour session. So let me put it here. So the agenda that I'm taking today is the introduction, which I've already done it. And the second one I wish to share with you is the parameters of the best workplace in the world. We normally work in institutions, maybe organizations, or maybe some voluntary arrangements. Why not? Even a family is actually a structure that is given for the mankind to live peacefully. So we have certain parameters of the best workplace. And then let us look at what is that stress. Then probably we'll go for some simple steps through which how we'll be able to manage this stress. Then let us conclude with some remarks. So these are the points that probably I would be focusing on here in this particular session. So let me probably look at in a broader way, what is actually a stress? Can anyone say their experience, they have got some stress in their recent past? Can anyone probably share? Is there any participant probably willing to share?
Waiting for the result is one of the stress, we can say, sir.
Yeah, exactly. Waiting for the results, whatever the actions that we have done, waiting for the results. Am I audible?
Sir, yes, sir. You're audible, sir.
Okay. Like the participant said, participant, what's your good name and your affiliation?
Sir, same, sir. Abhiram. I'm from
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, sir. If you probably look at it, waiting is after the action. If you are waiting for that, it is actually stress. So I have given almost the similar point here in my introduction. There is a theory called waiting and waiting for. My dear friends, I would like to quote a simple example. Let us go to a bus stop. We wanted to travel. We go and then stand there. When you stand there, you are waiting for a specific route transport, a bus. This is, of course, making a person much more stressful. Suppose you go to a bus stop. You are not wanting for anything. You wanted to just enjoy. You go look at people, look at how the transports and then busy traffic are going on. You are simply waiting there. Simply waiting there is different from waiting for a particular route bus to come. So that probably you will have to look at it. So can you probably look at how it is difficult to waiting for? I have seen this. I have waited for a particular route bus. All buses will come. The bus for which I was waiting is not coming. That is what everybody is feeling. And hope everybody would have felt the similar kind of a feeling whenever they wanted to stress commute between two places. Can anybody probably share this so that other participants will understand what exactly the stress is?
Hello.
Yeah, please. Please go
Yeah.
ahead, sir. Introduce yourself and go ahead.
Yes, sir. This is Purushottam. So I'm from Komaradu College of Engineering and Technology.
Very nice, sir. Please go ahead.
So when I heard a word stress, it
Your voice is breaking.
may be expectation or over expectation on one particular thing.
Yeah.
It might be create.
Your voice is breaking.
So stress is on like it is because of the expectation. So what we have with some.
Yeah, yeah.
So it is all about right the expectation what we are having.
Yes, yes, exactly. Now I will come to this. I said waiting in a bus stop without looking forward to a particular bus route, which means you don't have any expectation. You stay at the bus stop, start looking at people, start looking at the traffic, start enjoying this environment. You don't have any stress. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Right. But you are there for a particular bus route. And again, you see, you wanted to go at the earliest to the destination. Let's say you wanted to catch a train. Let's say you wanted to catch a flight and you are waiting for the bus. What will happen now?
Can I share something?
Yeah, please go ahead. That's what I'm interested.
Sir, of course, first of all, if you have planned any thing very well, means we'll not have that much stress. But if we don't have any control over the outcome of any situation,
Yeah.
for example, in a pandemic, the real-time example I will say.
Yeah.
So in pandemic situation last year, I was booked a flight ticket.
Okay.
And I have planned well, and I've gone to the airport, and I'm ready for boarding.
Yeah.
But during that situation, we may not sure about whether the flight will come, because there was cancellation of the flight frequently going on.
Yes.
So I was waiting for the flight, but I was not known about the outcome of the situation, whether
Yes.
the flights will cancelled or not, whether I will board the flight, because there is no flight afterwards, tomorrow or day after tomorrow. So at that situation, I felt a little bit stressed.
Yeah, so this is what I meant to share with all of you participants. Could you please share your affiliation, sir, your name and affiliation?
Sir, I'm Guna. I'm from Ramco Institute of Technology.
Okay.
Rajapalayam, sir.
Very nice, Mr. Guna. Nice that you are part of it. That's what I mentioned here. Waiting is an enjoyment. Please understand that. Waiting for is always a problem. That is what we are explaining here. So the stress really comes for a person when he waits for something or looking forward to something. That is where somebody participant explained you have an expectation. So some action with an expectation will always create the stress. The stress will be definitely there. And that's what we are trying to look at in this particular session. So when you lead a life, in everyday life, definitely you will have the stress. So from home to work to adapting to the situations, that definitely you will have stress. For example, you love somebody, you end up with marriage, and still you will have stress because you'll have to go beyond that level and next leading the life. So marriages could have the stress. Maybe people end up something different. You love, but you are not able to continue to marry. So these are certain issues that we are facing in this life. So you will have a kind of a stress. Or you love somebody, some incidents happen in their life. So naturally that affects. So these are things that probably one must have to look at it. So my dear participants, very nutshell if you put, you can enjoy things if you just look at the activity, but with an expectation you are waiting for. As somebody said, we have written on examination. Abraham said from RV, he said, waiting for the results is always a stress. Because you are wanting something. If it does not happen, then that becomes the stressful. This is actually a human nature that we'll have to understand. So with this background, let me go to the best workplace in the world. So I just put some points, the best workplace in the world. Can anyone probably say, is that your place? You feel like you have everything in that workplace? Can anybody say that?
This is like an ideal mechanism, sir. It's impossible.
Yeah, exactly. You can't have a place, right, like where you have got everything right. That's not possible. But everyone has got some experience, and they are trying to have their own life with the prevailing situations. I have gone through some of the literatures which has come in the newspapers, which has come in the certain books. I've just put them all together. I understand the best workplace wherein they allow the people to be themselves. If I'm Gunasekharan, they allow me to be Gunasekharan. That is what the best if I see. Is there any maybe different view from anybody in the participation? Anybody from there? Maybe some women participants, because I find uh, people are not responding from their side. Let me say Selvarani. Can I have Selvarani to speak? Selvarani, are you available? If she is busy, then we can probably, can we have Kavita, N Kavita? Kavita, are you able to hear me? Could you please respond? Anyone, if not anyone from the participant side, somebody responds.
Sir, good morning.
Good morning. Please go ahead.
Sir, this is Sudha Shrikant from Nagpur.
Yeah, very nice, madam. Please go ahead.
Sir, as you said, if you are able to be yourself, it is definitely stress-free.
Yeah.
If in a workplace, if you are made to be what you are,
Yes.
like truly what you are,
Yes.
without any pretensions,
Yes.
it is going to be the best thing to have.
Yeah, exactly. So if you are what you are,
And it is productive also. If you are made to be yourself, you will be productive also. If
yeah, exactly.
you are expecting something out of a person who is not comfortable doing it, it will be definitely stressful and it is counterproductive, is what I feel.
Yeah, exactly, madam. But you look at it, the world around you always try
That is
to.
the reason why children are stress-free. Very young children
Yeah.
are stress-free because they are themselves.
Yeah,
As they grow
exactly.
up, one tends to adapt to the environment and trying to meet the expectations of people around you.
Yeah.
Causes stress in adults.
Yeah, exactly.
Very young children are stress-free because they are themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't need to pretend.
Exactly.
Yeah, sir, I do completely agree with you. Yeah, thank you, sir.
Nice talking to you, madam. I just give a small, simple story to everybody so that how do they understand.
Okay, sir, thank you.
Yeah, a girl is playing, running, and she's doing all that in a home where some function is happening. There is her grandfather also. Grandfather was sitting aside and he's looking at the girl child who is running and going upstairs, coming down, everything she does. And looking at her, this gentleman, he wanted something from the room at the first floor and asked her, could you please take that item and bring it to me? And the girl was running and then playing with others. She was telling, no, no, grandpa, I can't do that. And the grandfather asked, you are playing and you are going ups and down. Why can't you bring that to me? He asked. And the girl immediately said, grandpa, this is my play. And what you are telling is a work for me. That was a reply from the girl. Then the grandfather understood when somebody says a work, right, people are feeling like it is something different, which they don't want, whereas the girl wants to enjoy with the play. But the play, she's spending much more energy than in the item that he wanted to bring it from the first floor. Could you please understand what really happens? The girl wants to be what she is at that particular moment. That is what I'm trying to say. As madam said, everybody wants to be themselves. If you allow them to be themselves, then that is one of the wonderful workplace. And as somebody said, it is a very idealistic workplace, which is not possible. Even at home, what we do, we the parents make the children as we want. We never want them to be themselves. So that's a big problem we are facing in everyday life. So at least from now onwards, let us allow the people around us to be themselves. But can we get the things done for the organization? Can we get things done for the way we have to execute it? What is possible? So let us look at a simple mechanism, that transparency. If you have a transparency in the workplace, then definitely the people will be part of it and they'll try to execute things for us. So that is one of the interesting point which comes in the best workplace. So transparency makes much more stress-free life with the people who are connected with a particular action. That is one of the important point. We'll have to take it from here. And is there any opinion from the participants on this particular part?
Sir, sometimes it is difficult to simply allow, especially children, to be what they want.
Okay.
It might not be right, and we have to make them understand that what is right and how to correct themselves so that it will be good for their own life.
Yeah. If you probably look at it, in such cases, then one has to be very, very careful in grooming them. But many a place, what happens, instead of this transparent approach, we try to put some force. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So when the force exceeds the little level, with the level that was expected by the children, then automatically the stress plays a vital role.
Stress for the children or stress for the parents, sir?
Stress for the children, and of course, in turn, it will come back to parents as well.
Yeah.
So these are points that we'll have to look at it. Of course, there is a certain amount of stress that is required, like the inflation in our economy. You cannot completely do away with the inflation. If you completely do away with the inflation, the economy will not survive. So you must have some inflation. So similar such things will have in the stress also. We cannot completely remove the stress, but one has to understand how to balance, how to make things forward. Am I right, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Correct, sir.
Your voice is a little breaking, sir.
Now it's okay, sir?
Now it's okay. Now it's okay. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Nothing, sir. Whatever you are saying is right.
Yeah.
Stress should be there, but it should be at a manageable level. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yes. Now let me move on to the next important point in the way the best workplace could be made. You have to magnify the people's strength. If you probably allow the people to groom themselves in the way their strengths can be improved, then I think part of the problem is over. The stress is manageable. The next point, what I would say is stand for more than the shareholder value. Whatever the organization in which you are taking part, you please stand for the shareholder value. If that is the case, then I think partly this issue will be addressed. I'm just putting it in a nutshell, which will be a best workplace. That's all. And this could probably give us some insights by which the stress, how the stress is coming and how this can be managed. And then, so how the daily work makes sense. Many of us, we have an year plan. Many of us, we have a semester plan. Many of us have, could you please allow me for a minute, sir? Could you please, Mr. Ravi Kumar? Mr. Ravi Kumar? Hello? Hello, am I audible now? Hello.
Yes, sir. You are audible.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, sir, you're audible, sir, audible.
Right. So I'm sorry for some interruption. Now let me go to the next one. We have planned for 1 full year sometimes. We have a semester plan. We have sometimes even monthly plans, but we are not looking at how our daily work matters in order to achieve our the plans and targets, whatever we have. That is one, probably if you can manage it daily, I think partly we can address these issues. Then next, actually, we should have the rules the people can believe in. We make rules many times. Unfortunately, the rules are not believed by the participants in the organization, the teams that are working. So then, of course, there will be issues. So these are all certain points which I have come across. I put it in a nutshell. I hope everybody will agree. This will constitute a better workplace. So let me go to the next slide. The stressors we call stress. I said stress is, of course, it comes in the way we make things. We have expectations, and because of the expectations, we meet with the stress. And how it comes into everybody's maybe physical or mental or any other means, probably we look at it. So one aspect, if you look at it, it is the relationships that brings in certain the stress in the individuals. Then the second one, if we look at it, jobs. And the third one, if we look at it, financial issues. And of course, we can categorize them, some of them as controllable, some of them as uncontrollable. So if you look at it, relationships are much more very important. In a family, in an organization, these relationships have to be addressed. If we probably make the relationship, one relationship making little irritants to you, then everything else will collapse. We have seen in organizations, everything goes right, but the moment one relationship is missing or one relationship is not going well, then we find it very, very difficult to manage the situation. And this is part of many people's life that we'll have to understand. And similarly, the jobs. When we go to jobs, we have come across some number of issues. If we can probably meet them with a kind of the experience, the kind of the balance, then the stress will not be a problem. So generally, these are factors which are bringing in the kind of the stresses that people have. So part of them are controllable and part of them are uncontrollable. When you have controllable things, then it is easy for anybody to manage the situation. So that I'm putting it very, very simple. So say, for example, I'm working in a department. Let me say I have 36 people. I'm going very well with 35 people. I'm not going very well with one individual and gentleman, then something is always pricking, then my work gets stressed in the organization. So we should probably approach that, how that relationship would be built. Unfortunately, the modern day work, if we look at it, we are not spending too much time on maintaining the relationship. That is a major part. We have become workaholic. We have become much more efficient. We have become much more productive, but we are not able to maintain this relationship. I hope the participants will agree on. If anybody has got a view, probably they can share it. Anyone? May probably ask the participant Rajendra Kumar Patel. Gentlemen, am I audible?
Good morning, sir. Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah, but the person I want him to respond. Maybe Vinay Kumar. Vinay Kumar. Vinay Kumar. Maybe someone else, anybody. I said the relationships are to be groomed. If we make one relationship that's not going well in the organization, then probably things will become problem. This is really happening in the families as well. You have to continue to maintain a very good relationship with everyone in the family so that the family goes well. In my opinion, the department, the institution is also a family, but that's actually a very higher level of expectation. So can someone probably share the way they look at this?
Sir, it may not be possible for you to have a healthy relationship with everybody always.
Okay.
It's an ideal situation. It doesn't happen. It doesn't work that way.
Okay.
Like, you know, there are bound to be certain turbulences.
Yeah.
When many people from different background work under one roof.
Yeah.
I think it is difficult. Of course, you can try to maintain healthy relationships. You have to work on it, but then I don't think it is 100% achievable.
Okay. Let me put it in the other way. But do we spend time on grooming these relationships?
There are people who are little focused on that. There are people who don't. That is a reason why the diversity of people is making things little difficult.
Yeah.
Not everybody is not into building relationships. At the same time, not all are focused into building relationships.
Yes.
You have a mixture of people who try to be little high on EQ. There are few people who are low on EQ, and that results in a situation like this.
Yeah, exactly. So there are certain things that we'll have to put, but we will come back to how we can make things better.
What I feel is, sir, stress is inevitable.
Yeah.
How to cope with stress is something one has to learn.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we are going to. So we looked
and
at.
Sometimes stress is good also. You know, under stressful situations, sometimes one tends to give more.
Exactly.
I mean, there again, it is so individualistic that one has to concentrate on oneself in handling the stress level.
Exactly.
Like, you know, a person, if not everybody is good at handling stress.
Yes.
Some are good at it, some are little poor at it. It depends on individuals. There cannot be any one uniform formula which is applicable to everybody.
Exactly. You are right. Thank you, madam. Thank you. Let me move on. These are stresses that we have seen now. And of course, the session, of course, we'll take it next level. We will move on to the next slide. Look at this. The stressors could be from these different factors. One could be from body, another could be mind, another could be from behavior, and the fourth one could be from emotions. We see people, as madam said, we have got people with different nature, right? So we segregate these stressors like this. Bodily, we have got differences. Mind-wise, we have got differences. Behaviors are different. Emotions are different. One person has got all these four. And when you go more and more number, then naturally this leads to the stress. So whenever probably an individual wants to be better, he or she to maintain the physical fitness. That is a simple point that we'll have to look at it. So you may have issues, but you should keep your fitness. So that is one point we'll have to understand. And secondly, mind. The mind has got, mind travels. That you'll have to look at it. Mind is actually travels miles and miles, and you are sitting somewhere and it travels everywhere. So that probably you'll have to really look at it. So you have to train your mind such that you are meeting any kind of a situation. And behaviors, we find behaviors are, one good example we can say, in a group, probably someone smokes. It's a behavior. So this creates lots and lots of problem in a particular, maybe a family, maybe a department, maybe an organization, wherever we can look at it. So let us understand individuals' behavior or matter. So now look at it. The COVID-19 has brought in a complete requirements of discipline. You should understand, if individuals are disciplined, then we can fight against the COVID, and whatever it does, it mutates into different forms. Even with that, we will be able to succeed. So behavior matters for all these kind of stressful situations that we come across. Then the other one, if you probably look at, is the emotions. Every individual have got emotions. So their operations, if you look at it, it is completely different. I would probably take an example. What is really happening in a family in the early morning? Let's say, four in a family, father goes to job, mother goes to job, and the two children, one girl, one boy, they go to school. Could you please just imagine a situation like this? How much stress the particular uh, family members will have. For example, the lady who is managing the family, how much stress she will be having it. She has to make the husband to be ready, and she has to prepare herself, and she has to make these children go to school with all their preparations. Probably one could very easily understand how stressful in leading such a kind of a life in this particular situation. And COVID-19, I should not say what will be the kind of the situations they would have met with. Is there anyone probably can share any kind of an emotions that have come across during this COVID-19 period? Someone to share? I think participants will have to come online so that it is uh, good for others also to hear multiple views. Otherwise, it will become one view. Mr. Arun Pandian, can I have Mr. Arun Pandian? Any volunteer? Anybody else? Arun Prasad. Probably can I ask Bindu Priya? Participants make the session very interesting by putting their views and perceptions. I understand how much difficult for a faculty member to make the students' participation in a class. Am I able to feel it? Mr. Dhanawal, could you please come? Okay, let me put it. If not, people are there. Let me put it. In a family, you see, morning, it is something like a complete drama is going on. The father forgets something, whatever he keeps for his regular office things. So he's searching for it. And children, they are playful. They don't know where they have kept their notebook, where they have kept their bag, where they have kept their dress, all those kind of things. And this one lady, she has to prepare the morning food and make them ready the breakfast and make them to eat and put all these things in the respective bags and send the children and make the husband also to go. And look at it, how much stress for the lady who is managing the family. if she can manage this, and she can definitely manage a big organization. That's what we say. The women power in India is much more working than the other genders. So I should appreciate the people who are doing such kind of jobs. So herein I find the emotions. So if you look at it in morning, one small thing will make a lot of emotional differences in the family environment. And same thing will happen if the particular person goes to the organization. Please understand, when they go to the organization with the same feeling, definitely morning there will be something, a stressful situation, and that one has to avoid. So let us look at the next slide. My dear participants, look at it in life. To avoid the stresses, we have to look at three important things. And I hope people will agree. One major thing is how much passionate you are in your particular activity or a job. I should say anything. And the second thing is the strength to carry out that particular passion. And if these two things are really good, then definitely the third thing which is required for the life will happen. Hope people will agree. Is there anyone has a different view on this? Anyone participant? The life is an integration of passion, strength, and money. We cannot leave away money, but it's, in my opinion, it is a third component. Predominantly, passion comes first, and to execute the passion, you need the strength. If you probably look at it, it's a union of all these things. In mathematics, we have that. So the center part is what I mean, the interesting life part. Is there anyone who has got some difference of opinion, or they have a view? Anyone participant? Maybe from women's side. Okay, let me take it as people agree on it. Now let us look at the other things. We have other three important things that is very important. We have to have the capacity, capability, and the competence. These three aspects, of course, if you have a properly blended one, then the stress can be easily managed. So that probably people have to understood in everybody's work environment. So you have to build your capacity. For example, for a faculty member, if she or he wants to probably make better things in the institution, she or he has to build the capacity. So the faculty development program is one of the capacity building exercise. Capacity is different. You have done something, but capability, after acquiring that, are you able to deliver it? That is the way probably the capability differs. And the competence is something that the level, the degree with which you are able to make it. Let us say 80% participating in this program. All 80 may not be at the same degree in which they are going to deliver it. There will be different levels that we come across. So that one must have to understand. So the competence is something, it makes more and more interesting thing in the stress relievers. So that probably will have to look at it. Then the other three things, if you probably look at it, we have got mental fitness. As I have mentioned, we have got mental fitness, physical fitness, and cultural fitness. So one must have to understand all these three components have to be addressed in a balanced way, right? Somebody who is not physically fit, he or she may not be able to bring in the mental fitness and the cultural fitness. And the same thing, if you probably look at it, somebody is fit physically, somebody is fit mentally, and there is no cultural fit, then there will be a problem in the team. The team building, it comes because of the culture that we are looking at it. For example, quality is a culture in a country. That's what Deming said. And that's how people in Japan, they have made quality products. If you look at it, just after the World War II, the products of Japan were not good. And now they are pioneers, you name anything, they have a quality products. So they have made the cultural change in the organizations by making things work. So let us look at how these things can be probably made. So this is another.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, can you please again say something about the cultural fitness you were saying?
Yeah, cultural fitness. I meant, suppose physically somebody's fit, mentally is also fit. They probably part of a team. For bringing in quality, they have to work with the other members as well. The success of that individual is not alone matters, it's because of the other members who are part of it. There comes the culture. That's why I said quality as a outcome in a particular country. So one particular organization does, there is no use. Only few organization does, no use. As a country, they have done the quality improvements, continuous improvements in every single activity. For that, they have imbibed certain mechanism. For example, we can say 5S is a mechanism for them to improve culturally. You go to any Japanese company, you find 5S is practiced. Do you agree, sir?
Sir, yes, sir. But my intention is in a particular organization or any particular department, you can see people have their own views, their own ideas, and bringing them to work in a same level or thinking in your level, it will be very difficult, no, sir. It will be again creating stress, right, sir?
Exactly, very difficult. But if you cannot make that, then your outcome will be questioned. That is why we are struggling in terms of providing quality to the customers.
Okay. Okay,
So
sir.
that way we have to find the methodologies by which we can bring in. I told one example, it is 5S. Seiri, Seitan, Seiso, Seikutsu, Sutsugi, all these are five the Japanese words. But if you look at our Indian tradition, all these five were embodied into our family culture. We missed the bus somewhere in between after the people invaded us. That is the problem we are facing now. Otherwise, India was doing a roaring business. For example, more than 25% of the world GDP was India, with India. That's why people have invaded. And they have demolished the culture that we have built centuries and centuries. But now we are struggling to bring it back. That's what I'm trying to mention here. That's the cultural fitness I'm meaning.
Oh, okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right. Thank you so much. Now let's go into the next aspect. That is, we have got the emotional quotient, the intelligent quotient, and cultural quotient. All these three things are to be balanced in everyone's probably approach. People are really good, but when they let out the emotions, then things becomes out of control. I mentioned controllable and uncontrollable factors, but this varies for an individual, for a group, maybe situation to situation, time to time also. So that also probably one has to look at it. So that let us look at it now. Now, in order to make things little better, one has to think, decide, and act. Probably I would say in a different way, one single term I would put, we have to act proactively. That is my view, because we always make some actions, but these actions without thinking or without a proper analysis in the way this particular decision will affect. For example, some particular person, a particular person comes and approaches you and puts a situation in front of you. Many a times, instead of responding, we react to that. If we react to that, then the stress will definitely come. Instead of reacting, if you respond to that particular the situation brought in, the person who brings in a particular work, then we will be able to easily make things better. Hope people will agree on it. Proactive things will help us, and that of course needs some sort of a thinking and some sort of a decision making analysis, so that action becomes smoother. So that's what we'll have to look at it. And this is what probably I wanted to explain to you, the situations, how this was probably affecting a person in a home or in a working environment, she has to look at multitasking, right? She has to work for her. She is doing on the job, whereas the child, a small child, she's sitting on her lap and doing some interesting work. And the other other child she's also making some fun, and she's always thinking something different. So different action, multiple tasking in an organization brings in some kind of a stress, and we have to look at how to balance that and make things better. So that is another point I would like to bring in. Now let us look at some stress management steps, because we are discussing about what makes a stress and what is the level. All those things probably we have looked at now. Now let us go for stress management. This, of course, I have taken it from one of the website that is available. I have given the website also where from I have taken. So somebody likes to make a stress management, they should look at hobby. But unfortunately, people are mixing up with hobby, and they are trying to make that as a work. So these are things that probably will have to look at it. If you look at the stress management, there are simple things that we can come across. I just put the points, whatever I have collected for your session here now. So let us look at it. I said some stress management exercises. There are some points that you'll have to look at it. Simple exercise, one can probably look at it. And there is a diet, right? Somebody always feels like eating, and they eat whatever they want. The kind of the stuff that they take, it might create troubles, and they may not be able to deliver the day-to-day activities. I said daily work matters properly. That means the daily diet also, it must be very important. And there is, of course, a very healthy dieting system has been given in the Indian tradition. Unfortunately, we are not following it. So one must have to understand. I just put a small thing to understand. Maybe many of you might know, right? So probably if you look at it, in the early morning, people say how you'll have to eat. And similarly, people say how you'll have to eat at the noon and how you'll have to eat in the night. Very much in the night, you'll have to eat very, very less. And in the noon, we have to eat half stomach and half empty. And in the morning, we have to eat much better. But if you look at it, most of us, we miss the morning breakfast due to the kind of the situation that we are facing in the family. Can any one of you name or can any one of you admit that you have not taken your breakfast here in the morning? Honestly, let us look at it. Any participant say that I missed the breakfast? There might be reasons. Hello?
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. Please go ahead.
Often I miss my breakfast.
Yeah, thank you, madam.
I have to attend my college. To attend my college, I have to.
Yeah. Your voice is missing, madam. Please go ahead.
Sir, in morning, I'm in stress to attend my college on time, to reach college on time. So most often I miss my breakfast.
Okay. Now let me come to a small point. If you miss your breakfast, you see, this adds a lot of problems to an individual, right? The stomach is very active in the morning. Suppose if you don't eat, what happens? The stomach, it starts eating its own inner muscles, and it tries to balance the energy. So what happens? You will definitely get the other problems. So you should not miss any particularly the morning breakfast. That is why people say if you miss that, then you will tend to get some stomach problems. And once the stomach problem comes, you know, this teaching profession, you can't definitely do your lecture, because the lecture needs a lot of energy. When you speak, you spend a lot of energy. So particularly if you do not eat in the morning and go to a class, maybe you will do much better, but after a few years, you will get all sorts of troubles and you may not be able to meet things better. So probably this particular point you'll have to look at it, for which probably you can think in a different way, how to manage this. You can take your breakfast to your workplace and spend 5 minutes and finish it up. Or otherwise, you'll have to find some other mechanism that how you'll be able to make up your breakfast and come. That's probably an experience that one has to understand. And I personally have felt these problems. At the early days, I missed my breakfast. And one particular point of time, even if I wanted to deliver a good lecture, my voices were not coming up and stomachs were getting affected. So you will get acidity problems, all such kind of things will come in course of time. And that will make more stressful than the other things. That is my kind of a point that I would like to give you right now. So look at it, how the diet will make. And then habits, sleep habits. The person, if he probably maintains minimum of 7 hours of sleep, it is always good. So that one has to look at it. And one should have a time management. And nowadays, if we find everywhere, we have yoga things going on, meditations are going on, but you'll have to simply take some simple exercises. Please don't take too many things and try to make things complicated. That you'll have to really look at it. And nowadays, you see the cell phones are creating all kinds of nuisance, and people always have these cell phones and always do all kinds of nonsenses, and they are not finding enough time to do their physical fitness and other things that probably have to look at it. And one of my friend, having got only one child, that gentleman was doing +2, and this boy wanted to do his own COVID time job. So in a website, some call was there, and this fellow has attended, and the company has given the job. And they asked the particular person to complete the job, and this fellow has done the job and submitted. And they said, no, this is not the way you have to do it. You have made some errors, so you have to pay something for compensating the work that he has not done. And without father's knowledge, this fellow has paid 5,000 rupees by collecting something from somewhere, and he has managed it. And the other side, who are maintaining this online business, they started calling him and making threats that if you do not pay this amount, that amount, and they were all making the nonsensical requests for making this payment. And this fellow has suicided himself, and the family has lost the particular person. You just look at it nowadays, what really happens in the social media, and one has to probably look at it. And finally, if we browse and then look at it, the company was a fake company, and they have been doing all kinds of nonsenses with so many, and they have collected money from this kind of teenage students. Please look at it. Somebody wants to live on his own or her own, but the other way things are happening. So one has to be very, very careful in this kind of a situation. I just quoted this example to bring in how really the social environment. So we'll have to look at it. Now let us go to a combination of all these things in a different way. Of course, everyone has got an interrelationship with other. You'll have to put things in a orderly way and make things better. Now let me go to simple exercises that probably will help. I said time management. Hope all of you are able to see my slide. Somebody can probably read this slide, what I put. Is there anyone probably who can read this slide, what I put? It's a time management slide I have put. If somebody can read it, it is better, so that let me understand the slide is visible to you. Any one participant?
So it's time management.
Yeah.
Time management.
Yeah.
Ordinary important.
Yeah.
Urgent important.
Yeah.
Urgent not important.
Yeah.
And ordinary not important.
Exactly. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much. You please look at it. We all do a lot of things, but I would say all of our activities can be put in 4 quadrants. Whatever the activities we execute, we can make it into these 4 quadrants. One, it could be ordinary but important. The other could be ordinary but not important. The other side, if you look at it in the quadrant, one, it could be urgent but not important. The other one, urgent and important. Suppose if you do not manage your activities properly, there is a possibility that an activity becomes urgent and important many a times. This is what probably an individuals they face in their life. For example, putting your things in your own bag and keeping it ready well in advance to pick it up in the morning, so that you don't have to ask your wife, you don't ask your family members, and it's not a problem. Otherwise, when she is doing a much important role of getting the breakfast ready, you call her, ask her that this item I missed it, I do not know where I have kept. Then it becomes a kind of a stress for her whether to manage him or manage the other persons. So please understand, all our activities can be grouped into any of these four quadrants. And if we can execute things when it is an ordinary and important, it will never ever become urgent and important. For example, even ironing our dress material. If you would have made things ready well in advance for that week, there is no problem for you. Otherwise, the ironing becomes very urgent and it is important for you because you are a person teaching the children. If you are not dressing well, if you are not putting an ironed dress, then the students will follow you. So what you probably experience from this, it becomes an urgent and important for you in the morning to press it and then wear it. So these are certain examples, but I'm trying to give you, this is actually one of the simple exercise that you can do it. What you can do is actually make things orderly. And if you can make 10 minutes early wake up, then things will be easier. I find so many people for crossing about 10 kilometers, they want only 10 minutes. Why not? You please take 10 minutes early wake up so that when you start the day, if you can start a little early, you can very much comfortably travel the distance and reach the office. So that is a very simple step by which you will be able to remove the stress that comes in here. And next thing what I would like to probably give you here is how to manage the relationships. My dear participants, I would like to give you a simple example. When you want to take something from your bank, unless you make your deposits, your bank will not have money. And if you do not have money, you will not have withdrawals. Now, I would say same is the case in your work organization and a family. If you don't deposit your love, you don't have any right to withdraw it. So, my dear friends, whenever you have an opportunity, please deposit your love and affection so that when time comes, you will be able to definitely withdraw. You don't do all this kind of activities, then you will not expect from your fellow children or otherwise your own other partners in the family. That's my opinion. Is there anyone probably put an understanding in the slide? Is it okay that the stress can be or the relationship can be easily maintained? Because in the organization also, if you put some sort of love and affection in the members who are here, or the kind of the responsibility you put it, definitely they will give it back. This is a simple slide I would like to give for maintaining the relationship, because we talked that the relationship cannot be maintained that easily. Yes, of course, but we can definitely control it by putting our actions in this way. Is it all right? Okay, let me move on to the next. So finally, I wish to put the concluding remarks. I would say probably some sort of a stress will always be there. As I said, look at which are controllable, look at which are not controllable by you. And the stress curve, if you understand, if you look at it, you got the first level, right? The stress, little stress comes from the initial part, right? Then it goes on building, and afterwards it reaches the topmost point, and it goes to a level of exhaustion, and it comes to a next level anxiety, and then at a particular point of some time it breaks down. This is how the stress level, if you look at it, the divisions are here in the x-axis and the performance in the y-axis. So you please look at it. You have to really understand some stress will always be there, and you'll have to keep it optimum and work accordingly so that you can definitely excel in your career. But you'll have to put simple steps like what I said, how you'll have to physically maintain, how you'll have to groom your mental frame of things, and how you'll have to connect with people in and around you, so that all these things will become much more helpful for you to manage the stress in the organization in the way probably you look at in the family as well. So that is what I put like here. And with this, I conclude my session. Thank you all very much. If you have any opinion, any feedback, if you want to give, you can give right now.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please, sir.
Sir, it was a very nice session, sir, and you have explained very well how to manage stress and how one can take care of it in relationship or even workplace.
Thank you.
So much,
Thank you, sir.
So participants, if you have any
Questions
queries, you can post to our resource person. So if there are no questions, sir, let us wind up, sir.
Thank you.
I take this opportunity to thank our Gunasekaran sir for his wonderful session at this early juncture of the day. Thank you, sir. It was a very nice session and a very interactive one too. Till now, it is the most interactive session we had. And thank you for all the sessions, sir. Thank you.
Yeah,
Sir.
thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you all participants, particularly those who have participated and gave their opinion. I'm thankful to them who have made this session very interesting. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
so much. Thank you.